It's a sunny morning here in Banjul, currently at the Denton Bridge to visit this Sino Majilac Jalbak company where sand dredging is being done. Yesterday morning, the Mayoress of Banjul, Rahima Liklo, stormed into this vicinity to complain against ongoing sand dredging and also saying it is causing damage to the environment, especially the bridge. Sino Majilac Jalbak officials called on for a press conference and would like to explain exactly what they are doing, what exactly the sand dredging is about, and also what brought about sand dredging. In just a moment.
Good morning to all of you, and we thank you for taking the time to come here and be with us at Sino Majilac Jalbak. We are here today to address some few things. As you all remember, and I'm sure some of the guys here were here yesterday, the Mayor of Banjul, Rahima Liklo, and the Banjul City Council officials came here yesterday and they literally stormed the premises without any prior notice, without any, I would say, authority really, because nobody gave them the right to do what they did. There is no legal basis for it. There is nothing called unannounced visit to people's private properties. There is no law that guides that. Even the President of the Republic of the Gambia doesn't have that right. So, and equally the Mayor of Banjul does not have the right to storm the property and then come and hold a press conference in the middle of a privately owned business. So we want to go ahead and address all those issues today and any other issues that were raised during the course of that process. And I'm here with me is Omar Jagne. He is one of the partners, one of the founders of this company. That he is on my right, and on my left is Papa Alaji Samate, who is also one of the partners of the company, among the founders. So these are both Gambians, as you know. But we'll go ahead and start with Omar to tell us what this means for him, what happened, and basically discuss all the issues. And Papa will later discuss all the technical issues, because some environmental issues were raised by the mayor herself, and financial issues were raised. So many allegations that were neither here nor there. But we'll try just seek to make sure that we address every single one of them here today. Okay? So, Omar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you all very much for coming. I think if there is one thing that I would like to come out of this press conference is my sincere apologies to my family, to my colleagues, to relatives, to Gambians at large for rising up to debate yesterday, where I rise up to provocation and then have an edited video that has gone everywhere showing me in behavior and swearing that is very, very uncharacteristic of me and has no basis in the life that I intend to live. It's been very disturbing for me, and coming here today I was thinking of the poem by Alexander Pope in 1866, The Criticisms, where he said, "To err is human, forgiveness is divine, and what I ask for is to sincerely ask for forgiveness from everybody that I've disappointed in that behavior, because I was provoked into it. I should have known better, and I should have risen to the provocation and be professional enough to walk away from that." However, going back to the same poem by Alexander Pope, it says, "Little knowledge and little learning can misguide elected leaders to talk into something that they think they know when they do not know or know very little." And having apologized, there is no but after an apology. All I'm going to do is to clarify my journey for the last 3 years, what it took me to bring this business you're facing behind me to where it is today. This journey started 3-4 years ago. I made a commitment that I was going to bring foreign direct investment to Gambia. I look at various areas of business in the Gambia, and at the time there was a lot of talking, demonstrations on the coastal damage and coastal erosion that is happening in the country. Gambia is a very small country and we have very little space of land. So when I decided on dredging, which is happening in many countries today, you go to Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, you go to the Middle East, everywhere. I approached the right authorities and presented my proposal of a business. I had a lot of objection to it. And after those objections, what happened was they put conditions to how and why they what would make them consider the business that I plan to do. From the National Environment Agency, from Geology, from the Ministry of Energy, from Parks and Wildlife, from the Ministry of Land and Physical Planning, every government institution that is part of this business, I will say on record, I have nothing there but very hard time. My journey took 3 years. Dredging has never been done in Gambia. And when I first applied, what they told me was, you have to finance a bathymetric survey, which is a seabed survey of the River Gambia. The Ministry of Energy turned around and says, we can only provide you with a procasting license. A procasting license means I have to get there, do research, do surveys, do study, present it, and develop an environmental impact assessment report. That bathymetric survey cost a lot of money. And we had experts that my colleague will probably elaborate on that later. Having finished the bathymetric survey and having gone to work on the environmental impact assessment report, it was very experienced Gambians that have worked within the environment and within the NEA that we hired to work on that. At the end of the day, one has to realize and notice my motivation. I am Gambian, born and bred. I love my country. And it's patriotism that drove me to bring this kind of business to Gambia. Gambia is very small. If I had taken this business to Nigeria, the business will generate more money. If I take it to Cote d'Ivoire, it will generate more money. If I take it to Guinea-Bissau, to Senegal, to Benin, it will generate more money. And I have worked in West Africa. But I chose Gambia because I told you before, I made a commitment that I will bring investment in my country. And I love my country. There is no elected official out there that can tell me you love Banjul or you love Gambia more than me. Today, I'm employing Banjulians. So going back, I don't want to digress, going back to the project. We had our runnings to allow ourselves to be the guinea pigs for all the mandated and legislated government institutions to bring commercial dredging to Gambia. And today, we are being scrutinized, and I'm very happy about that. We're being scrutinized by the mandated and legislated government institutions that are responsible for our environment, for our parks and wildlife, and for the mining of any resource in Gambia. And I don't think I would have ever stood anywhere and feel relieved by the scrutiny I've gone through in the last 3 years by these government institutions, be it the Ministry of Energy, Geology, and the National Environment Agency. And we have an office here for NEA, National Environment Agency. We have an office here for Geology, and we are happy to support the learning process to enable us to make informed decisions for our country, our environment, and what develops our country. I will be the first person to champion that, because I made the decision to put my money where my mouth is and establish a project of this magnitude. And it is very painful, it's very hurtful when you work so hard for 3 years away from family, sacrifice so much with zero financing from anybody, and set up this, and you have people that are elected and should know better to come and attack your business, defame your character, and accuse you for what you have not done. And just for the record, any elected official, you have procedures in government. You have the right to write to various institutions and request and ask for information on what is the circumstances on the license you granted to Sino Majilac, to the NEA, to Geology, to the Ministry of Energy, to the Ministry of Land. You have the right to contact the Department of Physical Planning to advise you and establish the demarcations of Banjul. But it's so unfair, it is so personal that you have to come and attack me, accuse me of what I haven't done. You said I have cut mangroves. For the record, I'm going to say this. We have official clearance from the Department of Parks and Wildlife, after agreeing to pay compensation for them to replant the mangroves, the very limited mangroves that we were going to destroy in our project, and replant them elsewhere. So we compensated that. And for the record, we have environmental clearance to start these trials that we're doing now. For the record, we have a procasting license issued by the Department of Energy to work and study, and then to eventually make a final decision on this project. So to just come and destroy and defame my business, I find it very unfair. Here there are Gambians working. What I have when I came to Gambia to develop a business was capacity building. Even to operate some of the machines, I didn't have the qualified people in Gambia to do it. So I brought experts that I'm paying an expatriate rate to train Gambians, to develop Gambians, and then I will exercise the banana effect of replacing with Gambians. As we speak today, I have replaced in one of my fishing trawlers and put in a whole Gambian crew that have gone fishing. And I have embarked on fishing. If that is not love for country, if that is not patriotism, I don't know what is. I love my country. I want to make a difference in my country. I want Gambians to improve. I want Gambians to earn. I want Gambians to develop. I have no ill feeling on anybody. The sacrifice I make is personal. And once again, I will apologize to Gambians to forgive me for rising up to the provocation to behave in a very uncharacteristic manner that I am very ashamed and embarrassed of. That's not me. But when someone elected that should know better go out with hooligans, provoking and insulting people, having cameras around, pre-planning anything, editing those videos and taking them out, then it beggars belief if one doesn't question their motivation, their intention. If you are elected You have institutions of government that you have right to contact. Please contact them and allow us to come back home and contribute our quota to development. And as a company, we are open to any inquiries. We are open to any invitation of people that could contact us and come and see what we are doing. No one loves my country more than me. No one wants to protect my environment more than me. No one wants to develop my country more than me. But I am doing the very little I can. And I will just close with, Gambia is very small. Let us love each other. Let us support each other. And let us develop Gambians for ourselves. I think that's the only way we can move forward. Thank you very much for coming.